Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda Marsalis. Welcome to Heard It on the Shark. I'll be your show host, and Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area is your show sponsor. Heard It on the Shark is a weekly interview show that airs every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Shark 102.3 FM radio station based in Ripley, Mississippi. Then it's released as a podcast on all the major podcast platforms. You'll hear interviews with the movers and shakers in North Mississippi who are making things happen. I'll talk to entrepreneurs, leaders of business, medicine, education, and the people behind all the amazing things happening in North Mississippi. When people ask you, how did you know about that? You'll say, I heard it on the Shark. Heard It on the Shark is brought to you by the Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area. We want you to get out and discover the historic, cultural, natural, scenic, and recreational treasures of the Mississippi Hills that are right in your backyard. And of course, we want you to take the Shark 102.3 FM along for the ride. Musical credit belongs to Hill Country Blues guitar legend Gary Burnside and the late great Buddy Grisham, playing Long Way Home from their album Acoustic Brothers, which was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
This program was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda with another episode of Heard It on the Shark. And today in Sun Bear Studio, I have with me Mr. Terry Lauderdale, who is the Director of Operations for the Ripley and Iuka Ecowater. Terry, thanks so much for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Ecowater is factory, well, I'll tell you what I've known.
Okay.
All the time I've been in Ripley. Ecowater is a factory on the north side of Ripley, and it does something with water.
That's correct. So let me introduce you to Ecowater just a bit. So we actually have two locations, and one of the locations is about 25 miles east of Corinth in Iuka, and that operation manufactures drinking water systems for Ecowater. And then the second operation is just north of Ripley here on Highway 15. Most people travel by there every day. So that's where our second operation is.
Okay, so I did not even know that there was a second operation in Iuka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one is bigger, Ripley or Iuka?
The Ripley plant is by far the bigger of the two. We're roughly 225,000 square feet under roof at the Ripley location, and we're about 120,000 square feet in Iuka.
Do you do the same things at both places?
No, they're different things at different locations. The Iuka location is manufacturing drinking water systems or reverse osmosis systems. These are smaller units that kind of fit under your sink, your kitchen sink, or your sink in the bathroom, and these are meant for purifying water at the source. Whereas in the Ripley location, we're manufacturing softeners, water softening, and we have other systems that take out very harsh chemicals out of water. So the water softener is our main product that we produce there, with other items in there that kind of support the water softening.
About how many people are employed at each one of your places?
Yeah, so at the Iuka location, we're roughly around 80 people there, and at the Ripley location, we're somewhere around 220.
That's everybody, like top to bottom?
Yeah, top to bottom. The Ripley location, we're running around the clock. The Ripley location is the world's largest manufacturer of water softeners, and so we're running around the clock to try to get that product out as fast as possible. In our Iuka location, they're running 2 shifts. So always continuing to try to grow our businesses. Okay,
I want to stop and talk about 2 things you just said. So
okay.
I did not realize Ecowater, so there's a third night shift.
Yes, on the Ripley location, we run our fabrication department, which is injection molding and blow molding, both through 3 shifts. So we'll start up on Sunday night and not shut down till Saturday.
All right, now talk about Ecowater being the largest manufacturer in the world?
In the world, yeah.
Right here in little old Ripley?
Right here in little old Ripley.
Okay, tell about that. Where all do you supply?
Oh, yeah. So we supply across the United States. We supply into a private dealership network, which is called Ecowater. So there's probably 275 different dealers across the United States that we're selling into. We also sell into our retail channel. We're going to places like Lowe's and Home Depot, Menards across the United States and Midwest. And then we're going to our wholesale channel, which are plumbers. We're going to customers like Mills Fleet Farm and underneath our North Star brand. And then we're also supplying either softeners and or products to our affiliates overseas. And we're selling to people like India, China, Singapore, Asia, the European market where we have France, Europe, Spain, Portugal, Italy, all in that area over there.
Do these employees that you have at either Iuka or Ripley, do they have to come to you with a associate's degree or bachelor's degree?
Well, it's really dependent upon what job they're looking for. So we have everything from entry-level jobs that they can just walk right into off the street. We actually hire through a temporary service, but we will do temporary training on the front end, and then after 90 days, we will do another round of training after they go full-time in 90 days, as long as their work history, if it checks out good, and then we'll pull them on full-time. The second piece of that is, again, the salary positions or more skilled labor positions. We have openings in injection molding and maintenance and blow molding as well. If they bring in expertise to the game, we're going to have an interview with you. We're going to sit down and talk to you, understand your capabilities, and again, either work history underneath that, or we also have degreed openings as well. So if you have a degree and looking for an opportunity, we're interested.
As I've been driving by Ecowater for the past few months, I've noticed that there's construction going on, and then I noticed that there was a 100-year anniversary sign that went up. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so the 100-year anniversary, of course, we started our business in 1925, so the 2025 makes it 100 years for us. Our business was actually started in Woodbury, Minnesota, in that operation up there, and it was actually called Lindsay Brothers in that location. And so in the mid-'80s, early '80s, Marmon came in and bought the Lindsay Brother business and renamed it Ecowater at that time. So to just kind of introduce you to Marmon a little bit, Marmon is our parent company, and Marmon has close to 130 different businesses across the United States. We have 11 industrial groups, and we employ over 30,000 employees.
Will you guys celebrate this year?
Oh,
Will you have a big party?
Yeah, so we've already had our private dealership network. We had an outing. The management group had an outing with our group of dealers. I think we had our top 30 dealers that went to a tropical island, let's put it that way, and had a really good time with them, got to meet them, and got to celebrate with them 100 years. A lot of our dealers have been third generational, so the dealerships are passed down from mother and father to children, and we continue to see that evolve as we continue to grow in age. Then we also expect this summer, July, August timeframe, we are having some blowout parties at both operations, both the Iuka and the Ripley operation, where all of our upper management, the CEO of Marmon will be coming down. He'll be flying in, and he'll be celebrating with both operations for our 100-year anniversary. So we're looking forward to that. Fun, games, food, the whole gamut.
Now, Terry, if there's other people across Northeast Mississippi listening to us today that are like me and didn't know that much about Ecowater, but now they feel interested in learning more, where could they go, or maybe where could they go to see if there's a job available? Yeah,
so I've listed, we've talked about a couple of different names. We've talked about Ecowater. We have a website for just Ecowater, ecowater.com, if you want to learn more about our business. We also have Marmon, which is 130 plus manufacturers. So you can go to marmon.com. You'll see jobs and career functions out there. But specifically for either the Ripley or the Iuka location, we hire through Resource Manufacturer at Corient. And we also have a website called marmoncareer.com. So any of our open jobs, you can go to marmoncareer.com and you'll see those open positions. As you drove by, also, you probably noticed our new building that we were building on out there. So we've just added a 15,000 square foot new laboratory. And the purpose of the laboratory is to do innovation testing for our products. And so we are right now starting to post for lab technicians and lab engineers, chemical engineers. So some higher functioning opportunities there for some individuals.
And they should go to
Yeah, you go to the marmoncareers.com and there'll be open positions there. Keep an eye on it because it changes every day. When we choose to open up the bid for another new job, then it may be this week, it may be 2 weeks from now.
Okay, and I will put all of that contact information in the show notes. So if you're listening on the radio, you can go to shark1023.com, click on the podcast tab, and inside the podcast, you'll see the notes that have the contact numbers for that. What have I skipped? What else do you need to tell me?
Well, the only thing that I would add is that, all of this business over the past 100 years has been built, with the strong employee base that we have here. So we're looking for those dedicated employees that continue to make us, and we can't do it without our employees. They are the single most important part of our operation at either facility, whether it be the Ripley facility or the Iuka facility. And I just want the audience to know that, we have a great workforce out there that every day come in there and work hard to make Ripley prouder of the manufacturing that we do here for them.
Okay, Terry Lauderdale, Director of Operations for Ecowater based in Ripley and Iuka. Thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Shark fans, that's it for this edition of Heard It on the Shark. Tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to find out what's happening with our local community leaders. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for an interview, or if you want to find this interview, you can go to shark1023.com and click on the podcast tab. Keep it tuned to the Shark 1023 and have a great rest of the day.
The Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area was established by the United States Congress in 2009 and represents a distinctive cultural landscape shaped by the dynamic intersection of Appalachian and Delta cultures. This intersection has produced a powerful concentration of nationally significant cultural icons, including King of Rock and Roll Elvis Presley, First Lady of Country Music Tammy Wynette, blues legend Howlin' Wolf, civil rights icons Ida B. Wells Barnett and James Meredith, America's favorite playwright Tennessee Williams, and Nobel laureate William Faulkner. The stories of the Mississippi Hills are many and powerful, from music and literature to Native American and African American heritage to the Civil War. The Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area supports the local institutions that preserve and share Northeast Mississippi's rich heritage. Begin your discovery of the historic, cultural, natural, scenic, and recreational treasures of our region by visiting the Mississippi Hills National Heritage Area online at mississipphills.org.
This show is made possible by JC Media, LLC in Ripley, Mississippi. JC Media owns the Shark 102.3 Classic Rock FM radio station where the show is hosted, and Sun Bear Recording Studio where the interviews are recorded. We need your feedback and support. If you listen to the podcast on a player like iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Amazon Music, please subscribe to the show and leave us a review. We also have an email in which you can share your feedback. That email is theshark1023@gmail.com. Subscribe to our podcast on your favorite app or stream episodes online at shark1023.com/podcasts. Today's episode was produced by Melinda Marsalis. It was edited by Rick Williams and engineered by Chris Marsalis. The podcast technician is Joyce Grady.